Watch and burn.
Hey everybody. So, is anyone else listening to Jack White's new No Name album? He apparently pressed a handful of copies, vinyl copies, tossed a bunch of white labels on them with the words No Name, and then he distributed them, sort of, throughout his Third Man record stores. The handful of locations, I think there was only 2 or 3 in existence. And I don't really know much about Third Man. I know that there's at least a couple of them, and he tossed some copies in his stores, and that's it for this. This is all there's going to be, is these few releases that he's now telling everyone to rip them, put them up on YouTube and whatnot, and distribute them via MP3s or whatever. He's pretending it's 2001 or some shit, and the record got stolen, which is really fun. I love that because it does kind of throw me back to that period. But has anybody been listening to this thing? I like Jack White's solo stuff, but I don't love his solo stuff the same way I did with the White Stripes, of course. I do like his new sort of vocal production and his new vocal style, I guess. Well, I shouldn't say new. It's just sort of a naturally evolving thing, as you're not going to sound the same as you did way back with The Big Three Killed My Baby as you are with Taking Me Back, right? I mean, your voice and your vocals are going to change. But it's almost like he took the White Stripes music and married it off perfectly with modern Jack White vocals. I mean, I've been listening to this thing nonstop, and it's flawless. There isn't a bad song on here. I believe there's 13 songs or so. I've been listening to it on YouTube, and there's not a bad song on it. It kicks ass. Every song jumps up and gets kind of nutty. And it's amazing because it's the White Stripes are back, but they're not. They're like I said, they're married off perfectly with a modern Jack White vocal sound that I just absolutely love. It would have been cool to be in one of the record stores to get one of these, but I'm just going to file this away with those handful of releases that Boards of Canada put out to announce Tomorrow's Harvest. Those, I think there were 6 of them they distributed quietly through a bunch of record stores throughout the UK that just had a 10-second clip that punched out a number. And if you put all the numbers together, it gave a location where the record was going to be previewed, somewhere in the desert. So that's what I think of. When I think of this, I'm going to think of that. When I think of Boards of Canada now, I'm going to think of Jack White. That's it. I'm getting out of here. This thing's amazing. This record is perfect. And so are you guys. Never forget that. Thank you for hanging out with me too, by the way, for about 3 minutes while I discussed Jack White's new No Name album. It's he's working with No Frills up in Canada or some shit. He should have made it yellow. But yeah, I'm getting out of here. You guys are amazing. Have a good night.